Hey guys, welcome again to this week's video blog. Today what we're going to do is go through the Powerwheel rollout. Okay, now the objective about this exercise is core activation and shoulder stability. A little bit of glute activation as well, which we'll go through, but predominantly working on core and then shoulder stability. Okay, so we incorporate this in a lot of the small group personal training and also team training. But what we find is people have a lot of issues about the excessive loading to the lower back. So what we're going to do is really touch on hip position and shoulder position during this movement. Okay? Alright, so this is the Powerwheel. Okay, you can do certain other things and hamstrings and things like that using the foot pedals. However, with the Powerwheel rollout, we're going to be using the handles. Okay? Now, the Powerwheel rollout is very, very similar to the shoulder position that we use in a push-up, shoulder position that we use in a plank, shoulder position that we use in a TRX row, believe it or not. So what we really encourage is that shoulder locking in place. Okay, now the good thing about the Powerwheel rollout, we've actually got a bar to use as your cueing to remember, and what we want to focus on is try and imagine you're bending the bar down towards the ground, okay, or towards you as well. So we want to try and bend the bar, which will automatically tuck those elbows in and get that shoulder in the right position, okay. The biggest mistake people make on this is shoulder position, okay. They tend to get here and they lift their shoulders and then they roll out and then they're not getting the movement, okay. So there's not much hip movement going close to the ground, their shoulders are up, and they're just going to overactivate through that neck area, which is what we don't want. Okay, so looking at the shoulder position, as I said, getting right over your hands, so the hands are directly underneath my shoulders, and I'm imagining bending the bar, so that'll tuck my elbows in. Now that's a better starting position, okay? From here, the other thing that we need to remember is hip position. So I don't want you guys just to roll out and then just do that. What we've got to focus on is where are our hips, okay? We don't want to be bum up in the air while we'll do this roll, because what you're going to feel is that excessive loading through that lower back, okay? Alright, so once again, we've got our wrist position. We're bending the bar, so tucking the elbows in, hips underneath in that plank position, and it might only be a small roll out. That there, for me, is very tough, keeping that position, okay? So my glutes are switched on, my core is activated, my shoulders are in the right position. As you can see, I'm working pretty hard right now, okay? That is pretty much the range that you want to do. If you go any further, you are most likely to drop out through your hips and drop out through your shoulders, therefore losing the core activation, okay? Once again, 2 cues to remember. Wrists underneath the shoulders, bend the bar, so we're tucking the elbows in, hips strong, okay? Pull the bum underneath, squeeze the glutes, and that is only the distance that you need to travel out, okay? I hope you learned something from that. It is a complex movement, a few things to think about. However, once you get it done, you'll actually feel the difference if you look on and work on those little cues, okay? Thanks for watching, hope you learned something, and we'll catch you next time you're in the gym. Cheers.